Hello everyone and welcome back to Rebel Brick. Today we're going to be working on one of the Indiana Jones sets that I picked up. I did pick up two of them. I've got this one and I've got the set from Raiders of the Lost Ark where he's down into the tomb there. So we're going to get this put together. We're going to see how it looks. I know I've seen some other reviews of it. I really like the car. The fact that we have, Henry Jones and Indy Jr. here. I want to see how the plane goes. I know, Lego doesn't typically do kind of warplanes or whatever else, but because it's in the Indiana Jones series, they're willing to do it. I do like the Berlin. Of course, it's Berlin, not Berlin. I'm used to saying it a different way for a different reason here. I know that one of the reviews showed that the wings come off. I'm kind of wondering if this landing gear actually folds up, so we'll get this put together. We'll do a review on it. We'll see how it goes. Really kind of interested on this. I just could not find it until recently, so here we are. We're going to get her put together. Okay, and then we're back. So, looking at what we have, looking at the car is a little wider than our standard. Most of the cars in Lego are getting to be about 6 studs, and we are again at 8. So this car is a little bit wider than a lot of the standard Lego cars. 8's starting to get to be a little on the bigger side, but it is a very nice looking car. I know you're watching me put it together. I thought this was actually gonna, looking at the instructions, I thought this was gonna tilt forward a little bit more. That's why I kind of took that one piece off. It is kind of nice that we have a spot here for the suitcase, as well as having our trunk. So that's kind of neat. And we do have enough space there, leaving one stud in between. Gives room for the arms for both figures to sit in there. That is really nice. Typically what I find myself doing with some of the trucks and all that, when we do have roughly about 4 or 5 on the inside, I will have one character sitting forward and the other one sitting sideways. That's kind of how I've made it work, and it works out okay-ish. Using the rims, if I was to take this off and flip it around, it's more of our modern look. This is a more utility look. That's why they make the rims kind of the way that they do, so you only have one type of rim that suits both purposes there. I wasn't thinking ahead when I was putting the lights on. That's why you saw me just put the light on there. But yeah, having this extra piece here, the extra round on there, that really does make this look a little fancier, which was kind of the sign of the times back in the 40s. So this is a pretty nice car. I really do like it. I don't know where I'm going to have it parked, but it will be there. Looking at the figures, the hat threw me off a little bit, and I'll tell you why. So it kind of comes out here. So I was expecting more like our standard hat, where it's actually got the almost like the bottom of a stud there. So the hat was throwing me off a little bit, trying to get it on there how I wanted it to. So we got an extra piece here. This is an extra. Remember, if you remember in The Last Crusade, he actually had his notebook there. So that had all of his notes, and then he even got it signed by Adolf Hitler. So that was kind of neat. Let's see. So now we got Indiana Jones. The hat is really kind of neat, and I'll show you why here. If you see it, we've got hair on the back side. So having the hair on the back side is really neat to me. I really like that. You know, he's got his iconic pistol sitting there in the front and all that. So and he had an extra whip in there, so we have 2 whips. The pilot, not a lot on the uniform. The legs are fairly plain. We didn't really see the pilot all that well, so this is a very plain uniform. Not a lot of print. There is print on the back, but I mean, you know, he's going to be in the plane for the most part, so you're not really going to see him all that much, but I think it's alright, not a problem. And then when we get to the plane, so this is a fairly small build for a plane. I understand why they made the propellers so small, because if you remember the movie, and I know it's been quite a while since I've watched it, they actually bent in, and they were very, you know, from crashing and that, chopped down pretty well. We have our pistons and that, or whatever, sitting here. These planes weren't like mainline fighters. These were actually hanging from the dirigible, so they actually unhooked and then they were going after there. I was thinking that the landing gear was actually going to fold up. I suppose if I really wanted to, I could probably take this off and then fold it, but it's pretty much fixed to stay down. And we got our tail, our rudder tire back here. I know a lot of people have kind of had some mixed emotions about some of the stickers. This one I could see being a real kind of fussy sticker because it is a fairly large sticker. I don't think I will ever get that lucky again. I got lucky. I happened to line it up really nicely at the beginning, and it just rolled over really nice. sometimes I have really good luck, and other times I don't. And if you look at the Berlin sticker, I got that one a little on the low side. But for a sign that you're not going to see too much, I'm not too worried about it. Maybe I might try and fix it a little bit later, because it is actually hanging off the bottom just a tad. So I might try and see if I can't restick that later. But that definitely is going to be challenging for some people, trying to get that in there correctly. Looking inside, I don't know how well you can see it. We actually have two different dials in here. So we have dials, and then we also have our flight stick. So there's our flight stick sitting there. And then we have our shooters out here for, strafing the ground. If you kind of remember, they kind of ditched the car because the car kind of got demolished with one of the planes, and Henry had actually taken his umbrella and he actually pushed it out, opening it up and scaring a couple, or not a couple, but quite a few seagulls, and the seagulls actually took one of the planes out as well. So that worked out pretty good. It's a nice little build, interesting. The fact that we're getting the Indiana Jones because of the movies coming out, or is out, or however that's all sitting in that's kind of interesting. I always loved the character. It was kind of a nice adventure piece or whatever. We'll have to see however all that goes. The stickers, I mean, there were quite a few stickers on here. It did make sense to try and get, having prints are kind of nice, but it does increase the cost. Although I will say, because these are franchised from Disney, and I think Disney's asking extra royalty money for having this stuff out, I think that's really going to hurt them in the long run. On some people or whatever, look, I'm a very small content creator. Anything I'm doing is just, me trying to do it on a small scale. I don't have any funding or any extra funding. It's just whatever spare money I get out of my own paychecks and that. But the do all this and to try and store it and everything else. I don't know how I'm going to store this. I might have to put some lines around on here. I think the body's going to be nice and strong, but I definitely don't want to trust the wings, because the wings were meant to pop off, and I should be able to pop them off. Because as it went through that tunnel, both the wings got knocked off, and he's flying down here, and he's looking with horror as he's going through. And then the car gets out, and I think the plane crashed right afterwards. So just the way the things had gone on that. I haven't put the pilot in there yet. I'm sure we don't have too much of an issue with the pilot. And I will put the goggles down a little bit, try and get them in here. There we are. And this all sits pretty good. There is a little bit of a lip, so when you put this in here, you actually have to lift this up a little bit to get it out. And then when you put it in, you slide it back and then it pops down. So there's a little lip there that holds all this together. Get the wings back on. And there we are. We do have the flames on the back, so when the wings are popped off and it had the flames coming off of it, that kind of symbolizes that. When I was putting all this together, I was kind of sitting there thinking he's trying to do some hot rodding back in the 40s. But obviously from the movie he had flames coming out of there. So alright, and then there we are. So that's the vehicles and this set. Pretty decent as far as that goes. Not too much of a complaint. I think it's got some good playability for kids of all ages. I think it's well put together. I don't think you're going to have too many issues with that. So with that being said, thank you for watching Rebel Brick. I hope you have a good day and keep bricking.